Hi, and welcome back to Disco Elysium, the Ballad of Officer Superstar. I'm Hoosfoos McCabe, your faithful companion on this profanity-laced escapade. Last time, we attempted to teach young Kuno some manners. We failed. Epically, taking morale damage and reducing Kuno to tears of laughter. Later, we informed our precinct captain that we misplaced our badge. Our supposed mates at the precinct spent a solid 5 minutes laughing at and making fun of us. Yes, much laughter was had at our expense. After such ill treatment, we opted to not inform them. We may also have lost track of our weapon. Our final discovery of the episode was that characters in Disco Elysium can gain levels. That was quite exciting. Today we look forward to dumpster diving, followed by a second inspection of the rotting corpse. Good times! Before we do that though, it's time to allocate our shiny new skill point. We're putting it into physical instrument. Let me show you that. Here is physical instrument. Flex powerful muscles, enjoy healthy organs. Physical instrument. Cool for muscle men, bare knuckle brawlers, gym teachers. Physical instrument is not only your muscles in your skeleton, it is your ability to use them effectively. It enables you to do push-ups, sit-ups, knockout punches, and 360-degree spin kicks. It's a one-size-fits-all solution to thriving and surviving in a physical world. At high levels, physical instrument breaks doors, chains, and bones, and it makes you laugh at the namby-pambies who can't. You'll be manned up, encouraging others to curl iron until they're manned up too. At low levels, however, you'll have a hard time arresting anyone who isn't infirm or already dead. Indeed, engaging in physical confrontations could leave you in either state. So let's level up. Let's head up to that garbage receptacle. Although first, let's see what this is since we're right here. Oh look, I'm distracted right from the get-go. Some great tectonic force has cracked the pavement, like an eggshell. Look, there's some people over here. Oh, that guy looks like a criminal. Or, I think he's wearing a mask. I don't know. But let's go check on the garbage. And there's Kuno, still chucking his rocks at the corpse.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, Whirling-in-Rags.
Open the padlock with the key.
With a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid.
Open the lid.
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
Okay.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
Let's just do all of these. Look under the boxes of carton.
You see milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it. Some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar.
Okay, maybe we dumpster dive on a regular basis?
A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below. And turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however.
Okay, let's pick at the rags.
Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers.
Grab them.
As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
Ooh, a clue.
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. Drop them in here, officer.
The lieutenant produces a black plastic bag marked evidence from his pocket. Bag the trousers.
Guitar marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too. A white belt. The loops appear stretched, but...
He looks into the container.
The belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
Something slimy catches your eye.
Let's reach for it.
A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
Oh, that's gross. Bag the shirt.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything more?
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. a yellow old mug that catches your eye. But other than that,
So we did a perception check and we succeeded. So we know that whatever we're seeing here is actually the case. A thrown out towel, a mug, that's all.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force.
Kim is really afraid of Kuno, huh? You think someone from the Whirling might have been involved, maybe?
Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
Yeah, we need to ask the kids who put them here.
The fuck's he on about, kids? You hear that, Kuno? He thinks you're an infant or something.
See?
Yeah, all right, Kim. Fine, you made your point. Okay, proceed.
the lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container.
The mug. I'm getting that mug, too.
You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron,
An antique?
only in its social sensibility.
Take the mug. The lieutenant briefly glances at the mug, then returns his sight to the trash. Oh,
You've acquired an interactable item. Investigate this item further by going to the Interact tab in your inventory.
let's search the food waste, too, just in case.
It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels, mostly. Unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, what's this?
What?
A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something.
Ah, see? Persistence pays off. Pick it out.
Something larger. A clipboard. A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
Officer, is that your paperwork?
I think this is where Officer Superstar would try to be a little bit obtuse or enigmatic. So we're going to say, I don't know what this is.
It is. Look, the plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there.
A miserable-looking slip of paper sticks to the board.
If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash?
It must have been cramping my style.
Officer, this is an official piece of paperwork. It probably contains notes on numerous ongoing investigations, and could even list undercover operatives, informants. I suggest integrating it into your style, for all our sakes.
I don't know, man. Sounds like an order. I don't take those.
I see, yes. You are what we call a badass, aren't you?
He makes little quotation marks around the words, indicating he is unsure of its actual badassery.
Wow, went off script there. Getting your ass handed to you. You shouldn't go picking fights if your rhetorical faculties haven't suggested it.
We're being scolded by our brain.
Tell me, does your badass see more in there, or are we done here?
The lieutenant peers into the trash.
Ah, yes, and it would also be appropriate to start taking notes on the case. It's what cops do.
Wow. Kim is really frustrated with us.
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory and select the Interact tab to read your paperwork.
Close the lid.
The container sounds a muffled gong.
Ooh, good sound effect. Let's continue.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
Okay, we'll leave. Okay, let's go through all of the stuff we got. Interact. Item 1, Yellow Man Mug.
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
There's quite a lot to read into here, actually. Look at all that content.
Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage?
This mug is an example of prejudice. I'm going to use it as an example of what not to do.
But it was in the trash. Why not just call it out when you see it? Or do some volunteering work. Just finish your case, detective.
Man, we are being scolded left and right this episode. Okay, let's interact with the damaged ledger.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Anything else?
There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard.
This is super gross.
It's a metaphor for you.
Jesus, even the damaged ledger is making fun of us.
Thank you, waterlogged ledger, for spelling it out for us.
Inspect the toilet paper, why not?
It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
Let's leave it there, it's cool.
Way cool.
Hey, look, we got 5 experience for that.
It says, everyone look at me and my toilet paper covered cop ledger. I don't care. My ledger is droopy and it smells like a urinal.
Yes, nice. That is definitely a style. Let's inspect the clip.
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip.
Run your finger across the aluminum.
The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before. It is similar to the RCM watermark on your blazer the lieutenant mentioned. Didn't he say something about the headlights of his motor carriage? That you can read these there?
Lieutenant, is this one of the hologram watermarks you mentioned? Pointing to the sticker.
What? Yes, halogen watermark used for adding information to RCM property.
Interesting. What kind of information?
It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
Okay, so we can maybe use it to confirm that this is our clipboard and from Precinct 41?
Maybe yours will have how many cases you've solved.
How can I read it?
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do.
You mentioned the headlights of your Kanema?
Yes, RCM vehicles have headlights tuned especially to reveal halogen watermarks.
That's pretty cool.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
That's all, thank you.
Okay.
He returns to his neatly kept notes.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand, it's a sorry sight.
Browse the white papers.
They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered with faint red lines, forming short paragraphs. Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
What is in there? What are they about?
Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate, due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. But there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases, undertaken, not completed, mind you. It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average.
I was wondering this myself. Is 2 cases a week a good caseload, Lieutenant?
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes.
2 cases a week appears to have been my load, Lieutenant. I'm not sure I completed them, though.
2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me.
I don't think he's going to admit that he made mistakes. That's just not his deal. How about a nice brisk pace, the way I like it?
I prefer a normal caseload. It's a matter of method.
He turns back to his own case files.
Like a fan of gills, the checkered papers dry in your hand. The handwriting is extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
There was mention of a naming convention here?
Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name.
I wonder if there's any chance that we are actually a competent detective.
A title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration from snoop fiction and vespertine cop show staple.
Oh my, and they're written in capital letters too?
Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another yet, The Unsolvable Case.
I'm beginning to believe we are maybe not a competent investigator.
Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the hookah parlor. Even the rare article-free collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently throughout. It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close.
Kim, my cases appear to employ some kind of naming convention.
You mean the alphanumeric? Officer, precinct, time of arrival at the scene?
No, I mean a non-numeric one with titles.
Oh, you mean the titular? Yes, well, so do I. In our defense, almost everyone in the RCM does.
That's unfortunate. I'm sure Officer Superstar thought that this was something unique and amazing about himself. Why is that?
It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves.
I seem to have named a case the Square Bullet Hole Murders.
Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself.
Ooh, are we seeing a little bit of humor from Kim?
I pray his loved ones never find out.
What happened to him?
Rail spiked through the head. He died. It was a workplace accident.
Count the pages. I have to open an official case. Is there room?
There is, for precisely one more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish. Once all the tasks are accomplished, the case is complete.
Commit to paper.
Sadly, the ledger only comes with an old, worn-down lead pencil. It's unfitting of this monumental event.
Kim, do you have a pen?
The lieutenant looks at his blue notebook. 2 fat, shiny pens hang from the binder, like large caliber bullets on an ammo belt.
Oh, do we think he's going to hold out on us?
He is not really saying anything, just standing there, looking at them.
Oh no, we want that pen. We're not just going to settle for the crappy pencil. Can I have one?
Know that I give this to you with resentment.
With this beauty, commit to paper.
The tasks you've completed flow out of the blue oblong pen in a brash freehand, uncannily similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple. A language developed for mental rigor and simplicity.
We may actually be a competent detective.
Inspect the victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would be out of place.
Cross out the ones you've already
A
finished.
satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you, and you. Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains is to name the case.
Lieutenant, have you by any chance named our case?
No, actually. Any ideas?
Oh boy. Our choices are The Hanged Man, The Furies Are at Home in the Mirror, The Setting Sun, and Shit on a Stick. Or we can just say we don't have one, which is too lame to do. I'd say given this guy's background, he's going to go for this most over-the-top one. The Furies are at home in the mirror.
Furies. Yes, well, I don't know. I have to be honest, I'm not experiencing the internal strife that it refers to. And also,
He furrows his brow.
could you make it less poetic somehow? Just a normal case name, you know? Think, what would that be? A good normal name.
Yes, you know what that normal name is, but it's so plain. Anything else, please.
We are not going to pick the hangman until we're forced to. How about the setting sun?
Okay. It's a good name, but it has one problem. This case has nothing to do with the setting sun. At all. It has nothing to do with that, so...
Oh,
Something
my
more
gosh.
concrete, perhaps? Do you have something concrete? Mundane, usual?
I'm not going to pick this one. Forget it. He clearly wants us to pick the hanged man. I just don't think our guy would do that. I think this is how he tries to be enigmatic, even if it's clearly a failure. So I think we should say, I don't have another name.
Oh, well, then maybe I can suggest one.
Aha! Now this is where we can jump all over him. Let me guess. The hanged man.
Oh, that's actually what I was thinking. The Hanged Man. I like that. A good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now.
Boring.
I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
I'm done inspecting these. We gained 30 experience. That's a lot.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
Oh, what's this? Why do we have a logic check here? Oh, this is interesting. Look at this. Okay, so now that Kim has explained the system, we can read the case files now. So let's try it. We have an 83% chance. Can I read the case files now?
It's proving to be harder than expected.
Oh,
You just don't have the intellectual
gosh.
rigor to patch the quilt back together. Try again later.
I cannot believe we failed. An 83% check. This is like playing XCOM. This is crazy. Fine, let's browse the yellow papers.
In the back, you see thin, translucent copier paper. Some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms, waiting to be filled out. Then rip them from the binder and hand them out, according to type of form.
What types of forms are there?
3. The topmost are misconduct fines. The middle ones are station calls. And the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of. You don't have to be an intellectual giant to do police work.
Well, I don't see any reason to do misconduct fine or station call. Let's do field autopsy.
A dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs,
Continue.
color of the irises, predation marks, condition of sexual organs.
All right, I guess let's look at the rest of these forms. Station
These
call.
are quite sinister in tone. They give a date and time for the person to appear at the specified precinct police station. Below the call are the criminal charges you risk by not appearing.
And how about misconduct fine?
A monetary penalization ranging from 20 to 250 real. Severe cases allow for 1,000 real, but that requires special paperwork. The details of issuing these fines are spread out over the rest of the fields.
I wonder if we can issue some misconduct fines so that we can get the money to pay our Whirling-in-Rags bill.
But they appear pleasantly vague.
Oh, yes, I believe that is being implied. Enough of these. Close the forms.
Yes, all that remains now is to fill those forms and hand them to people. Fines for wrongdoers, interview requests for bad guys, and field autopsies to dead guys.
Aha. Okay.
The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copier paper.
Let's look at the clipboard now.
It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with. The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back, you see the embossed letters, RCM.
Shake the ledger.
Something rattles inside, ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment?
Is there?
Permeables. It's not hidden per se. The compartment is made for permeable materials. that would get damaged if something happened to it.
Peek inside.
The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center.
How would I open it?
With your hands, you 4-sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board.
So we can do an interfacing check here. Interfacing is based on motorics, which, we're not the best at. So we have a 42% chance. Open the hidden compartment in the clipboard.
Is not what you end up doing. You squeeze the plastic to slide it open, but nothing happens. Then you bend it some. Then crack it. The goddamn thing is stuck.
Continue.
The ledger quivers in your hand. As it shakes, the pages rustle. This pathetic mess suddenly afraid of you for some reason.
Wow, we are just terrible. Let's smell the ledger, because why not?
The acidic stench of rotting food is rubbed off on the cellulose. It now forms the base of the experience. This base surrounded by a faint air of spoiled meat, the stuff of death itself, and then sprinkled liberally with the citrus zest of toilet cleaner.
Okay. It looks like browse the case files again is highlighted. So let's try that. Browse the case files again.
Arson, petty theft, spousal abuse. Handwritten logs on dozens of investigations date back to January 51. Stamped case files. Commit to paper. These are your last couple of months in Revachol, Precinct 41, Jamrock Quarter.
All right, I think we've exhausted all of this. I'm done inspecting these. Close the case files.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
Okay, let's put the ledger away. And that is all we have to interact with, but we do have more items. We got the blue oblong pen that Kim gave us that we're not giving back. And we have 2 new tasks. Who put the clothes in the trash? So we can ask Kuno, or we can ask Gart, or I guess we need to do both. And then we read the watermarks, so we need to go to Kim's car to turn on the lights. Whoops. And we have a thought now, too.
As you turn, a bright light catches your eye, making you squint.
Where's it coming from?
From a distant sunset, a stage light, flash photography, nowhere in particular. It's just what superstar law officers do. They squint at lights, and they solve shit.
I think I speak for everyone involved in this, that I am quite glad that the game has finally recognized that we are, in fact, a superstar. Yeah, that's me. I've been establishing my superstardom hard lately.
Yeah, you have. You're a big dick cop. Dick Mullen. Salam Rocky Bayi. Badass on-the-edge disco cop. Time to recede into a ludicrous fantasy world. Here we go. Camera. Lights.
Action, baby!
With a sudden flash, the world freezes around you, and you along with it. In an iconic monochrome solution, a black silhouette against a rasterized orange world. It's on.
Nice. Very nice. So we gained a new thought. Some kind of superstar. Ooh, we're almost done with this Guillaume Le Million. Let's see. Some kind of superstar. Temporary research bonus -2. Logic. Still seems unlikely. Research time 1 hour, 10 minutes. First, let's make this absolutely clear. No one is saying you're an actual superstar in the groupies and cocaine, riddled with hepatitis C, strikes a lion-esque pose with a mic kind of way. You're not Guillaume Le Million or Davy Dewis. No, you're a metaphorical superstar. You bring that rock and roll authenticity and passion to a line of work where people don't expect or want to see it, where some would say it doesn't belong. Law enforcement. So we can start internalizing this, but I think if we look up here, we have only 15 minutes left on researching Guillaume Le Million, and so we're going to stick that through, I think, because I don't want to lose that progress. Okay, so we'll come back to some kind of superstar, which of course, it's a moral imperative that we do. And this is where we're going to make the cut today. I know we didn't take another look at the body, but who would have predicted picking through a dumpster would have been so time-consuming and fruitful? Come back tomorrow when we will, in fact, inspect the victim's corpse. We will also attempt to determine how the victim's clothes ended up in a locked trash receptacle and see what Kim's car's headlights reveal about the watermarks on our ledger. Thanks again for being here, and don't forget to like and subscribe. If you have suggestions, please leave a comment. As always, remember to have your pets spayed or neutered, but not both.